everybody. This is Mark, founder of knapsack.com. That's NAP-SACK.com. And it's about 5:55 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm once again doing my usual driving. And I wanted to talk about the Breonna Taylor case. So I noticed the family received, I think they reached a settlement of $12 million. And I'm not. I think they blamed the police, and I don't really. I mean, I think there was some mistakes that the police made, and some stuff that they could change. But I think when all is said and done, Breonna Taylor made some bad decisions in her life, and when you try to change and go a different route, sometimes those bad decisions can catch up to you. I should know I'm one of them. Some bad decisions I made in my life has caught up to me, and I had to deal with it. I mean, not to that extent, but I did make bad choices in my life. So I believe Breonna Taylor was dating a guy, I can't remember his name, something Green, I don't know, something like that. And he was just a career criminal. His life was just drug dealing. There was like no path for him to do good. And he dated Breonna Taylor, and Breonna Taylor was so caught up with this guy, she was letting him, I guess, stash drugs at her place, or stash drug money. She was caught at trap houses. Now, all of this was caught on video of Breonna Taylor at these trap houses, and she rented a car and gave it to this ex-boyfriend, and he gave it to somebody else. I don't know what for, but this guy ended up getting murdered in the car, shot up, whatever. And so Breonna Taylor was implicated in this because she rented the car. And once you associate and you associate with these kind of people and you get caught, they include you as a suspect. So Breonna Taylor lived this crazy life with this ex-boyfriend, and then finally, I guess, I don't know what transpired between the two, but she moved on. So finally she moved on. But mind you, the police didn't know she moved on. All the police know is that they have enough evidence to not only look at the ex-boyfriend, but Breonna Taylor. And Breonna Taylor started dating a new guy. A new guy. And you can find all this. The New York Times even wrote about this, so that these liberals won't say that, it's just us trying to paint Breonna Taylor in a bad light. The New York Times wrote about this, and they're no friend of the right. So read the article. It's actually pretty interesting. And I'm no fan of the New York Times, believe that. But anyway, they had enough evidence to watch both of them, and Breonna Taylor moved on, and she started dating a guy who I believe was not into that lifestyle, but he did carry a gun. Now this is when it gets interesting. The new boyfriend carried a gun because the ex-boyfriend was, I guess, not only a career criminal, but he carried a weapon himself. And when the police came, they had a no-knock warrant. And so my judgment is, if you bust the door, if you break into the house, the first thing you should scream is, the police. And that the police is then, usually when the police come, I don't know how the police operated at this moment, if they announced that they were in the house or not. But it took the boyfriend a minute. Like, it wasn't like the police came in and then shots started right away. It seemed like the police came in and they started going through the house in a much slower manner, and that's where I get confused. But it seemed like the boyfriend got dressed, I guess put on pajama, whatever, and he went outside. And because he saw all these guys, I don't know if he felt that this was the boyfriend of this gang coming in. I don't know, but shots started firing. The boyfriend started firing first, and it hit one of the officers. So then the police officers returned fire, and Breonna Taylor got caught in the mix. Now, you got Black Lives Matter out here screaming, Breonna Taylor, the police murdered her. They just broke into the wrong house. No, they didn't break into the wrong house. They had a warrant to search her house because Breonna Taylor was involved in some type of dealing with drug activities because she dated a boyfriend who got her involved in that lifestyle. And for Black Lives Matter, instead of, like I said, people need to do their research. We're screaming Breonna Taylor, and like I said, I don't know what the police did to when they broke into the house, and then one was it the back shot from the back window, something started firing from the back window or something. I don't know, which maybe that's what got Breonna Taylor murdered. But and this guy, whoever did that, is an idiot, and I don't know if they're gonna deal with that guy. That maybe that guy needs to be dealt with. Whoever was at the back of the house. However, let's not say that this was the police coming out killing black people, like this one LeBron James said that we're being hunted. No, we're not being hunted. The majority of the people that's murdered by the police was actually committing a crime or had a lengthy record. And most of the people that get pulled over by the police, they tend to run. They don't follow instructions so they can prevent lives being lost. So these guys, and if you ever notice, the ones that get shot, like George Floyd. Now, the man should have never had his knee on the man's neck. However, George Floyd started losing breath. The video clearly shows that George Floyd was already losing breath. He was having a hard time breathing from the beginning because of the drugs that he took. Now, where I fault the police at was once that man said he couldn't breathe from inside that car, they should have sought medical attention. They should have asked him if he needed medical attention right there and then, but they didn't. Instead, they went and just probably didn't believe him because they said he probably was drugged out and put his knee in the man's neck and so forth. But I don't believe that the knee is what killed him. It's what he had in his body, and he started to suffocate off of all the drugs that he had within his body. So, but George Floyd didn't have a great record either, and it wasn't like the police came out to kill George Floyd, and that's where the problem is at. And I'm here to say that if we don't stop all this murdering criminals and instead use the law to, I guess, go after cops that make bad judgment calls, instead of going through the streets, fake Black Lives Matter with Antifa and destroying property, trying to destroy economy, trying to destroy a whole system. So, black people, stop being played. Stop allowing the left to play you and to play your emotions, because you guys are running out screaming Black Lives Matter. They're killing black people, and that's not the case. And black politicians need to do a better job, because they're sitting there allowing this to happen. Instead, when Martin Luther King and blacks came out to protest, they did it smart and they had a reason to do it. Some of these protests, I don't see the reason for it. And it's starting to really become annoying to see how we are being played or being made a fool out of, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. Crime goes up when the police pull back, and then when the police presence is there, because in black neighborhoods, the ones who call the police the most is us. We call the police the most. Either we call the police on ourselves or something, but we call the police. And for us to now talk about defunding the police and Black Lives Matter and, let's put this and that, is the dumbest thing. It's the way to create a true socialist society. When you get rid of the police force and remove guns and change the education system, what you're doing is creating a new society where the government dictates everything, and we, the people, begin to lose our rights, our power. So let's stop always calling racism for everything that we see. And athletes need to, especially people like LeBron James. And I listened to that Cardi B comeback on Candace Owens on the attempt to come back, and that was the worst thing I've ever heard. And I don't know what she meant by I have a lot of businesses to. I didn't understand that part. So black people and Hispanic people, don't allow them to play you. Please. They're trying to make fools out of us, and we are not fools. Okay, so I'm about to pull into this rest stop, so please enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy.